Welcome everyone to another edition of Wizards Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons here today, Cardo Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr. As you guys can see, they're both in the arena. Brandon Ingram goes for 40 as the Pelicans down to Wizards 142-22. Before I cede the floor to you guys, actually, I just want to hear from you guys personally. 47-point quarter, and the floor is yours. That's all I got. Just go ahead.
Oh, you're right. Honestly, I knew it was incoming because it's tradition this season for the Wizards to give up 70 in the first half. They only gave up 28 in the first quarter, so I had to come from somewhere. But yeah, man, like it's been the same story. You know, they started well, jumped out to a double digit lead, and as soon as the team punched back, everything went to hell. And it just kept going deeper and deeper south. So it's really not much to talk about. As soon as some resistance was shown and the hot shooting cooled off, it was a wrap. Like if you're in a position where everything has to be going perfectly for you to be competitive, you get these type of results because how often is everything going to go perfectly for 48 minutes? So yeah, this is where we are.
Cardo.
Yeah, all you gotta do it's just hilarious seeing this, man. I'm just gonna put some stats out there to further prove it. The Wizards defensive rating for the night 130. 130. 130. The Pelicans assist to turnover ratio 3. 3 assists to every turnover. And they turned the ball over quite a few times, 15, but they still managed to have 3 assists every turnover. Yeah, man, it just goes back to like we always been saying since the season started. Their lack of cohesion, their lack of focus, their lack of execution, lack of physicality, just lack of defense. There's nothing you can hang your hat on to say defensively they did anything well. I guess they got the passing lanes here and there, caused some turnovers. You got some steals and whatnot, but they were non-existent. And the Pelicans weren't great, but when the Wizards was getting out of hand, they suffocated. Willie Green put Herb Jones and Trey Murphy and those guys in, Valanciunas in the middle, Najee Marshall, Alvarado, and they clamped down. All of a sudden, Wizards can't get a bucket. And then, like a 7-point deficit turned into like an 18-point deficit really quick. Because Trey Murphy, when I had 27 points off the bench, 6 or 7 for 3. The boy was hitting threes like he's original, hitting fadeaways, in and out crossovers in the threes, coming off screens. It was ridiculous, and that's a after effect of a team not being good defensively. Where not only do the guys get there, Brandon Ingram had 40, CJ McCollum had 22, Valanciunas, who always kills the Wizards, had 16 to 18. Guys that you come off the bench, you might expect like 10 to 15 maybe, and that's a great game for them. They have 27 on 6 or 7 from deep, 7 to 8 from the line. Najee Marshall has 16, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals in 28 minutes of 6-11 shooting. Local product, Najee Marshall, by the way. Out of Illinois, Roosevelt plays for DC Premier. See what I'm saying? It was just it was it's like the Oprah thing, man. Yeah, you get a car, everybody gets a car. It's just that in basketball terms, everybody get a bucket, and there was no resistance, man. Yeah, man. And Wes Unseld finally got a T. I've been waiting for it, and he's about as patient a coach I've ever seen. I've been waiting for it, but it's got to be tough, man. It's got to be tough. We all know they're tanking. Let's call it what it is. I told Ray, the Wizards was down about 6 or 7. I was like, why isn't Kuz in the game to try to make this a run? You know what I'm saying? Before this get out of hand. And he sat on the bench. So I call it tanking substitution. We all know what that is. But at the same time, when you give up a 47-point second quarter and they pretty much blow out the game, you can't expect them to coach to win. You know what I mean? You know, of course, the word will come from upstairs, hey, man, get the youngest in there and stuff like that, because they try to play for a high draft pick. You know, it's clear as day right now. But the reason why they're doing that right now is because they don't believe they have the team that can compete. So we might as well, you know, what's the lesser of two evils? You know what I'm saying? It's just clear now. They can't convince me otherwise, man. But meanwhile, if the guys handle their business early on and they don't allow a 47-point second quarter and it's a respectable game, then they can try to win the game, man. But all in all, man, it's just the Wizards as usual. You know what I mean? It's just I really don't even have much to add from that, man. Like, you know, Kuz was basically to me the only one that showed a post. You know, Koulibaly, he keep getting this 15, 16, which is a good sign. You want the young fella to get his reps in and keep proving himself and whatnot. But, you know, let's be real. And then he had a pretty decent game, man. You know, offensively. Ingram pretty much took it to all those guys in the front court on the wings all game long. He was baiting them in a bit dumb free throw attempts, man, dumb fouls, man. You know, he had 13, 7, and 6. So, yeah, you know, he got it done offensively. But outside of those two, you know, you ain't really get much from anybody else, man. You know, Koulibaly had the points, like I said. I'm not even going to get on the shooting guard. It is what it is at this point, man. So, yeah, bro. Like, it's the same old, man. Until they take pride on the defense, man. You're going to keep getting damn near 50-point quarters. And this is worse than Philly. Philly was like 43 or something like that. And they was 3 points away from having a 50-point quarter. Oh, gee. Yeah, man. Wilson, it's on you, man. I don't have nothing else to add. That should explain it right there.
Hey, look, man, y'all barely had anything. I definitely don't have anything. That 47-point quarter says more than enough. I tripled. I was watching it and had to like verify the number, even though I saw it. Like, it really said 47. Look, man, it's up there. We all know who it is. Mr. B.I. Did what he felt like he wanted to do in his game. I'm gonna take a wild guess for the next one. Trey Murphy the third. Yeah, okay. There's my two guesses. Everybody agrees. Great. We're gonna move on. Before we get to the comment section tonight, we're gonna talk about something I'm sure y'all probably want to talk about. Kind of a big deal. So I'm gonna lead us up here. The ticker up there. I don't know, y'all don't want to be reminded of the score, but it is what it is. Look, man, Monumental Sports has announced a plan to move the Wizards and the Capitals' home arena from Washington, D.C. to Alexandria, Virginia. I'm sure everyone's heard the news by now. We talked a little bit about it on the Focus TV this week. All around's up as well. Get over to our Roku channel to check both the latest editions, both of those programs out right now. But yeah, man, I'm gonna flip through some of these pictures up here, the renderings, whatnot. For those of you familiar with the area, y'all know where that's going, right behind the Best Buy and Target over in Potomac Yards. There's that backside. I think as of right now, there's a movie theater there. It'll probably be gone by the time they start getting to work over there. But hey, man, Ray, you already shared some of your thoughts on this a little bit yesterday. Cardell, the floor is yours, man. Let's start off this conversation.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this is happening. This is a reality. Of course, depending, state legislative approval. You got to get that final approval. But it looks like everything is to go. It's sad that it's happening because I don't think people understand. I don't think people outside of natives from here understand how this works. How the DC is the epicenter of basketball in this area. Like literally, the foundation was laid by all-time great in Elgin Baylor, and then it just sprinkled all over the area as far as the DMV, PG County, Montgomery County, and Northern Virginia. He set the foundation and standard for basketball in this area, right? So that's a DC thing. It's a core thing. That's literally this area's game. I know it's a high level of football, high level of baseball, at different levels or whatnot, different sports. I know people feel like the Commanders are the team, and in a sense it is, but that's more for the corporate people. When you go to the hoods in our area, basketball is the game. That's the game. So what does it look like for this area to be so basketball rich, not to have basketball be at the center of it, at the core of it, which is Washington, D.C. Now, I understand, I hear people saying, Man, they just moving a few miles across the bridge, man. It's just Northern Virginia. What are y'all tripping for? Again, you have to be a native to understand. Yes, it's a few miles across the bridge, but Northern Virginia is totally different than DC, just like Maryland is a different thing as well. But Maryland's more of an extension of DC than Northern Virginia is. You understand? So to remove the basketball team, the resident NBA team from that is a blow, especially to the community. And when I mean the real basketball community, the hoods, our community, so to speak. Um, it's no different than if you go to Florida or Texas and you remove the Miami Dolphins and the Buccaneers from Florida, or Texas, you move the Cowboys, you move to Texas or whatnot. Those are football rich states, and you remove the NFL teams. That's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't. I get the money situation. He wanted the money to build up his, in the sense, of campus that support the both teams or whatnot. Also, let's keep it real. We not gonna BS around it, man. He wants to cater to his circle. The wealthy people, the wealthy businessmen, and politicians, entertainers, or whatnot. And we all know where they congregate at. They congregate mostly in Northern Virginia. That's where they live. That's where they do their business and stuff like that for the most part. Certain spots in DC, yeah, but that's where he congregates. Um, it's been in the air where they've been saying they don't feel safe when they come to games because the crime has picked up since COVID or whatnot. But crime has always been around the area, man. That ain't nothing new. But my thing is, what you removing the team, what you think is going to happen now? It's really going to get real. And the thing is, just because you moving across the bridge, don't think the Wolves, the young Bulls in training, ain't going to make their way over there to see what they can get. So you're not going to escape that if that's your real reasoning behind it. But I think the real reason behind it is the money thing. You know what I mean? I think DC dragged their feet. The DC powers to be dragged their feet as far as giving him the money to try to, I guess, renovate the arena or extend or whatnot. In a sense, I can understand why, because think about it. We gave you ESA and taxpayers' money. You gave them that. That was the practice facility. You built that, and a few years later, you asked them for more money to renovate this. And it's like, well, where's the commitment to the city? Like real commitment. Where is it? Where has it been? And I can't really think of anything. Don't give me these little community. You go to high school, bring a couple Wizards players, man. That come on, man. That's not a real commitment. Where's the real commitment in a community where Taylor Young saying monumental sports, you can feel the impact similar to what we see out there, go to state, where Oakland was and the Stephen Arnold boys started winning or whatnot, or got folks up in New York. You can feel the Knicks all around that city. You go to Brooklyn, you can feel the Nets all around this. Like they're involved in the community all of the time. They're seeing like it's an impact. Where have you felt that impact in this area? Like in our lifetime. To me, the most impact we felt from the Wizards in our lifetime is literally when players came and played in the summer leagues. That's it. You see what I'm saying? When the Gilbert Arenas era and all that, when John Wall first came in, when they was playing in all the summer leagues and stuff, that was the impact. Outside of that, when have you really felt the impact a positive impact from this, from Monumental to when they impacted the community, when the community can get behind it and feel that, all right, you do care. And I'm talking about the hood. I'm not talking about people who wealthy and got money and stuff. They're straight regardless. They're straight. And it seemed like that's the audience he's been catering to. But in actuality, the core basketball fan base in this area comes from the hood. You see what I'm saying? So you can't ignore that, man. It seemed like that's what this feels like. You know what I mean? That may not be his intent. Like who's to say? But that's what it feels like when you're moving over there to high society, so to speak. And it's just like, yeah, we leaving all that behind. And you can't put in your newsletter that you're trying to, this will boost the DMV economy. No, it won't, man. None of that money will come to DC, and we damn sure ain't gonna fill in Maryland and whatnot. Matter of fact, it's gonna cost more money to support the team because people have to travel farther. You see what I'm saying? Like when it was it was just a perfect spot in the heart of everything, where people basically had to travel from the same spot unless you were living here. Now, what everybody else supposed to do? You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, he never was in touch with the fabric of basketball in this area. He never was. His fabric is corporate America. And that's why a lot of fans don't rock with him. And I'm just being honest, man. This ain't no diss and all that. We keep it real on the show. That's why a lot of fans don't rock with him. That's why you don't see a lot of the core fans get behind the team. It's people who deep in the basketball community that we know for years. I remember when we first started with him, you know that we would see him around, had season tickets and all that. You don't see him anymore. And there's a reason for that. You see what I'm saying? So, I know basketball people that reached out to Wizards, man, can we get donations, help the program, help the school program, help the athletic program, help you do this. Man, that's easy money, man. You should be able to donate to, truthfully, all DC area public schools and stuff like that. Make sure at least the basketball teams are straight, man. You got good uniforms, good equipment, good resources, whatnot. Donate, help out the academic side of things, man, because y'all got the money. Y'all got the resources. That's what I mean by making a real impact and stuff like that. It's really the players that's been stepping up when John Wall was here and all that, doing all that. The players. You don't feel that from the ownership. So you can't say that this will be a beautiful thing for the entire league. No, it's beautiful for you. It's beautiful for your portfolio, and it's beautiful for your circle. When they come to town and stuff like that, negotiate bigger deals and all that with the campus or whatnot. Now, you could say, all right, this campus wouldn't have been possible in DC. Why not? Why not? You know what I mean? But my thing is this now. So you're moving it, right? What will ESA become? Because you also just said that the Mystics can move here and play their home games. And to me, you told another lie, talking about that the women's sports is growing so much, we expect them to be selling out the arena 3 to 5 years. We all know that's not going to happen. And that's no diss to the women or whatnot. We just know what it is. They couldn't even sell out ESA this year, and because they were struggling. That magical year when they won the championship, that was a magical year. That was a generational team. That was just one of those teams, man. It was like the '83 Sixers or whatnot. That was just one of those teams where everything just lined up for them. But there's a reason why they haven't been able to get back, because it's hard to win. And so as they won, y'all remember, beginning of the season, they weren't selling out like that. But as they began to win, they were smacking teams by 20 and stuff. Then, all right, you saw the cloud chases and everybody trying to jump on the bandwagon and come around and stuff like that. And then that's when it sold out, because everyone loves a winner. You see what I'm saying? And they were playing beautiful basketball. Like, we call it what it is. That's why they were world champs. It is what it is. But Wilson, we've been covering the Mystics for 2013, 2014 season. Man, we know what it's like. Like, during the game, we can hear ourselves talk. See what I'm saying? Like, it's no way they're gonna fill this arena. And like I said, that's just no diss. I don't care what was going on. They're just not gonna be able to. So then what are you gonna do with this? Okay, so fine, they move here. Okay, that's cool. What about ESA? Y'all just built that arena. What are you gonna make that? With a college venue? Where Georgetown gonna play at? Even in your newsletter, you didn't even mention Georgetown. You talking about George Mason. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the Warriors gonna play? But they gonna stay here or they gonna go over there? You see what I'm saying? Like, why build ESA if you're not even gonna be there, if you're gonna move the team? Because it makes no sense for the Wizards to practice all the way over there. Then, you know what I'm saying, have to travel over there. You might as well build a practice facility where you're gonna be at. So I just feel like it's just a lot of him talking out both sides of his mouth to fans and to the overall basketball community. And he don't realize it yet, but he's gonna feel it, because see, those wealthy people are casual fans. They don't really rock with that. And with the product that you've been putting out on the floor, why would they want to go to games and put money behind it? Whereas, like I said, the real basketball fans in this area, from the hood and all that really care, that really regardless if the Wizards are good or not, they rocking behind it because they love the game and this is the resident NBA team. You're neglecting them. So what you think they're gonna do in return? They're gonna say the hell with you. And then some of them gonna put action behind it because they feel abandoned, they feel irritated and stuff like that, because they can't just take an easy subway ride down here, check out the Wizards and whatnot for the low. Now they got to expend more money that they don't have to try to go in 2028 is what they're saying it would be built, to go all the way down to Potomac Yards to try to view a game. And to me, that's just unfair, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just unfair to the city. The city needs it. It needs it in the worst way. It needs it to stay here. But it is what it is, man. He made the decision and he's moving it. I hope they put a winner behind it, man. I hope they somehow get a winner going, get some type of success as a team going by then, man. Because we all know how that go. the Golden State Warriors were winning championships. They moved from the hood, Oakland, to the Bay. And the players in the midst of a dynasty run said, yo, this don't feel the same. I rest my case.
Yeah, you actually brought up what you just brought up. I was going to mention the Warriors and the Niners moving from Oracle and Candlestick to their new buildings. Obviously, one team has won the championship, one team did, but brother, the fans changed. It's a different type of fan, and the atmosphere changed. Like, these are just realistic things that happen. Some folks were priced out. It changed the atmosphere from the Stick to Levi's. Like, I think Levi's is just now getting their own soul in their building. The Chase Center is still looking for it. And again, as Cardell mentioned, they've won a chip since the Chase Center has been built. And that place is still looking for their soul. Like, there's a price to be paid when professional teams move, and I don't think everyone thinks about that. It's just one of the many things that gets lost sometimes in the excitement of new shiny thing. There's a lot of things that come with it. Go ahead, Ray. I didn't want to jump in front of you.
Nah, just to piggyback off what Cardell said, like, they're abandoning the core fan base, and that's just as simple as you can put it, man. Like, they're removing the soul from the franchise, and I mean, honestly, it's not the fan support definitely isn't where it could be or should be, but it's going to be even worse when they move because folks are not going to travel, especially not for a bad product. So, I mean, and even like I brought up, the Warriors are a perfect case study for this. Like, look at the level they were succeeding at, and they couldn't even recreate what they had in their original spot. So, just imagine how hard it's going to be for a team that's just not even respectable at this point. So, I mean, it sucks. It's going to be interesting. I wish them the best, but for an already struggling franchise that has more road jerseys in the stands as is, can't imagine what that's going to look like once this move happens. Because yeah, man, the folks that are really in tune and really care, you're simply telling them we don't want to make it easy for you to support us. Like, what type of message is that? And I think they're going to take that message and follow suit.
And Wilson, before you go, picture up in New York, Dolan moving the Knicks out of Madison Square Garden to another facility in New York. It would be a riot, dog. All hell would break loose. They wouldn't even be able to build it.
Think about what you just said. James Dolan's done many crazy things. What has he never mentioned? Like, think about that.
They will literally make him sell the team because he could have no peace. They be outside his house like my man, following him on the road. Where you gonna go in New York, dog? You better leave town.
His family tree wouldn't have peace. Like, again, as crazy as he, it's crazy.
Put hands on you.
Oh, on site. On site. You said your last name was what? Again, he's done a lot of wild behind things while owning that franchise. You know what words he's never mentioned that started with R? Relocation.
So I always say, man, sometimes the owners, get out your suite, get out the penthouse, man. Go walk around the hood for real and really check the pulse of the city so you know the next move. I've heard Mark Cuban has done that. He's good. Like, that's why he's always a player favorite, because he gets it. He understands that. It's very few owners that understand that because they too busy living the high life. They don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand that your core base are the people that you're looking down on. You see what I'm saying? Like, the people over the nosebleed, those are the true fans. Not the people sitting courtside trying to be, be getting selfies and stuff and get likes on Instagram, man. Trying to build up their clout. Those are the real fans. And you're neglecting them. And not to mention, you've been putting out a trash product to begin with.
gonna simply say like we all mentioned, like one is gonna feel hollow. Then the other thing that's already happening because of you couple that with the level of product that you've been putting out, right? Like you guys said, say you haven't built a winner by the time this thing opens, right? You already have an issue with opposing fans in this building. That place gonna be down the street from Reagan. Bro, opposing, you might not. Do you know how crazy that place could be if you already struggle with that? I guess, but anyways, if y'all did y'all have anything?
One last thing.
What?
You see the campus he's trying to build, all this entertainment stuff surrounding the games and stuff like that. But if you keep putting a product out on the court like this, that means a lot of distractions. Why would they go to a Wizards game? When they got so much other things, you know what I'm saying? They have a lot of other interests that they can be involved in, a lot of things they could be doing other than paying out more money to go to a Wizards game and just watch them give up 50 points in the court and lose by 20, giving up damn near 150 points. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense, man. And for him to think that that's going to change, the only way you would salvage anything is getting a winner. Now, maybe he feels this is a way to at least get free agents to let me look over and see what's going on over there. And that's fair. That's a point. But at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, do I really want all this? Because it's like I'm looking at the team, the franchise. Man, I saw what they did to John Wall, man. God, for a new arena. Like I said, they better hit in the draft, man. They better hit big.
Yeah, and like anything, like pro sports, you move teams, man. And nobody's moved without a cost. There's a price to pay with it, man. No one knows exactly. Like we can't tell exactly what that price is going to pay beforehand. A price will be paid, and you're going to feel it. And sometimes it's multiple boxes that are checked when that bill comes due. Just, bro, you got teams that have won championships. And it's hollow inside. That's crazy. And this is on the opposite end. But,
and this is my last point. When I was a kid, going about Southern Avenue, which is the divide between Southeast DC and PG County, Maryland, Several Hills and Oxon Hill, right? Hillcrest Heights was my local rec center. The Bullocks actually came down and did a clinic for us, and that was my first interaction with a professional athlete. And I got a chance to guard Michael Adams. For you youngest, look up Michael Adams, man. He was an all-star point guard in his time. Nasty with it. 20 and 10 type of point guard, man. All right, so they came down, the Bullets came down, put on a basketball clinic and all, you know what I'm saying? They came to our area because we were the people that could not afford to go to a game. They came to show us and through basketball, interact with us. You see what I'm saying? Those are the things you don't see as much with this team anymore. It's even when they do supposedly get in that community, it's more orchestrated. It's more, getting a pat on the back. Where back then you ain't get that feeling. Like getting those guys, Karan Butler, and all those guys ain't have to come and play in every summer league. The NBA players, they good. But they still came because that's their way of interacting and connecting with the community. That's why if you ask a lot of people in this area, especially around our age, they always say that era of Wizards team is their favorite. That's why they always hold it in such high regard because of that. And that's why what was happening. Even though they were losing in the semis, they couldn't get past D-Wade and LeBron. Obviously, very few could. What happened? The arena was sold out. People were behind. You couldn't do no wrong. Even though after the fact we learned they was doing a lot wrong, but that's neither here nor there. That ain't part of the discussion. Listen, they could do no wrong during that time. They were hooping. They was putting good basketball on the floor. They was doing some legendary stuff. They was all-stars, and they was in the community heavy. You could touch them, man. You felt connected to them. That's something I think Ted Leonsis did not pick up from Abe Poland. Because Abe Poland was deep in his community. Even when he had a thing out in Lando and stuff like that, Abe was cool, man. You could feel Abe. You could touch Abe. Abe would be out there drinking a beer with the people, man. Walking around the corridor in the building, during the game, man, interacting with people. That's how you get an idea of how to navigate your franchise if you're really investing in that and not looking at it as a portfolio builder and just a business. That's my last take on that, man.
All right, we'll get to some of these comments. Blizzy Baby said this was an organization believes in the G League. Forget 10 and 72. I'm thinking 5 and 77. Man, you got the number going down, and I can't even refute that statement.
Nah, not at all.
I can't even be like, hey, you're tripping. Huh? They still at 3, right? Teams know they can easily beat the Wizards, so they hit the gas whenever they want, then blow us out. Tracy DMV Sports 3 says, can we ever complete a game? Man, we're the Glass Joe of the East.
It's bad, man. I like to say it's bad.
Area 11T was going on, said, why we didn't take Trey Murphy will always elude me.
Man, look, obviously he's not as good as he is now. But even if they did, could you trust their player development to get him to be as good as he is now? I rest my case.
That second quarter is ridiculous, and B.I. was frying Kuz.
Man, he's frying the whole team. 47 straight free throws, too. He got going off with the free throws. Parfait, they keep jumping. I'm like, my man, just sit down, dog. You ain't going to block his shot anyway.
Can we finally just bring Poole off the bench? Is clearly what he's asking for.
I'm going to leave that alone, man.
He asking to play in Puerto Rico.
I'm just going, yep. I'm from Nova, and I don't like the move I did. That's the other part of it. You move somewhere. Northern VA is special, but they don't like stuff. So
that route one, that traffic mean just trying to get to a movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
On a random day, though. Game night? Or what if it's how are they building it? Is the Capitals going to have one end of the building and the Wizards have the other? Because if that's the case, what if they playing on the same night? It will be insane.
Oh, boy. But y'all know Ted loved that money, and he's going to follow the money. Back with the conversation. A lot of these happened during the conversation when you guys were talking. Well said, young man.
Appreciate it.
Michael Kirksey. Who's going to VA? Going to VA, who's going to support them? What's the motives behind this? Again, during the conversation we were having, like I'm lost. As far as the night goes, played good, then remembered, hey, we stink, slum it up. About owners overall, some of these current owners don't care about the history and culture of the sport or franchise, just the money they can make from it, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
Player development, we got that. LMAO.
We sent it to Portland.
Shout out to Dan and Brooks.
Pull off the bench. Y'all see the rest. Y'all can read.
Yeah.
You say you right. Oh my God. I'm not reading this one.
Hey, they said
somebody
that
said Puerto Rico. Yeah. Said maybe he can get his powers back. Yeah, well, I feel like y'all took this better than I thought. So I'm shocked. Expecting more.
Hey, they numb to it, man. They numb to it.
Which is even more sad, but appreciate y'all tuning in. For Ray, Cardell, and myself, we'll see y'all after Friday night's game when they host the Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton, and Miles Turner, who love to see the Wizards. But we'll see y'all soon.